Hunter freaking Biden. We are here and we are. Hunter Biden just gave the greatest interview in American history. I'm not exaggerating. 3 hours, 3 freaking hours of pure, uncut gems, uncucked, crack-fueled Shakespeare. 3 hours of uncut, crack-fueled Shakespeare. I mean, we learned everything. It was like Gordon Ramsay meets Walter White. Come on. I'm surprised at the end of this interview there wasn't a QR code for an on-screen linking to a tutorial on how to make crack. He called Nancy Pelosi a backstabbing witch who secretly hates Kamala Harris, very groundbreaking stuff. And for extra spice, he told her daughter to go F herself. Really classy stuff from the first son. And if you thought that couldn't get any better, oh baby. He said he said Joe Biden was strung out on Ambien during the Trump debate. I thought when you get strung out on Ambien, you're like not Rosie O'Donnell, Roseanne Barr, and you start going on racist rants. I thought that's what you're supposed to do on Ambien. I didn't know it was supposed to be a deer looking in the freaking headlights. So apparently Joe Biden was on Ambien during the Trump debate. Yeah, who gave him that idea? I don't know, maybe Hunter? So the story is, sorry I look like a corpse on stage. I was sedated by a cocktail designed for a transatlantic flights. What the frick, dude? He then turns around and accuses the Obamas and David Axelrod and George Clooney and all the guys from Pod Save America. Yes, the soy-filled podcast bros of staging a coup against his own father. The Pod Save America bros. It's a coup. It's a coup, man. A literal political coup. George Clooney is apparently the shadowy deep state mastermind now. God, it's like Ocean 24. We're done with it. And to really sell the moment, he says the Biden family basically runs on illegal slave labor. You can't make this up. He said, and I quote, who do you think cleans these hotel rooms? Who do you think does your dishes? Really? You pay people to do your freaking dishes? He threatens to invade El Salvador, and the El Salvadorian president says something himself to bring back gang members. I don't understand what these libtards are just like so hard, have such a hard on for bringing back these El Salvador. We need these MS-13 members. They are what make America great again. We need these MS-13 members. He admits to wanting to invade to El Salvador to bring back gang members. He admits the laptop was real. And remember the Russian disinformation laptop? Yeah, that one. He casually drops that Israel let October 7th happen so they could invade Gaza. And let's not forget, he also says crack is safer than alcohol, while openly bragging about his taxes. I mean, it was just banger after banger. This isn't a political, scandal. This isn't a Netflix docuseries. This is what happens when you combine legacy privilege, I can't even say that word right, generational rot, and a whole bottle of Johnny Walker Blue Label, baby. The 2028 Democratic Party is looking freaking strong. We got Jasmine Crockett and crackhead Biden. It's going to get even better. So let's dive into this. I have some of my favorite clips of this entire interview. We're going to break down all my favorite clips. It's some of the best stuff I've ever seen. Get excited. I mean, let Hunter Biden cook, man. Let him cook. I just wanted to hear him talk about the Democrats for a while. And we're going to break down every single thing that happened in this interview. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Click the like button if you don't mind and smash the like. I already said that. And put a comment below when the video's done. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's talk about it.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go, let the world
trust the government.
She sent in a little video for us. Oh. Here she is.
Hey, in spite of everything you've heard, and let me just make sure you all know that it's actually me. Say it's me.
Anti-woke.
Anti-woke?
suck on this, Biden. Would we the all our
Oops, stepping on them. That's black.
I wear heels. They're not for a fashion statement. They're for ammunition.
What's up, guys? Well, Swill, thanks so much for always being here in the chat, my friend. Swill says, poop art boy Hunter back in the headlines. Yes, Hunter Biden is back because of a Channel 5 news podcast that just dropped a couple of hours ago, and I'm psychotic enough to actually watch it. Okay, I'm crazy, I'm deranged, I need help. There are things going on in my life that I can't get it more excited than watching Hunter Biden just lose his mind. It's amazing. Swill says, I took Ambien once. I was talking to a gas can, and at the end of the night, I thought it was my neighbor's cat. Well, that explains Joe Biden in a freaking nutshell, dude. Okay, let's watch some of these absolutely insane things. But first, before we get started, I have to mention something. I don't know what it is about these leftists that go on these podcasts, but what is up with these leftists and how they sit? I mean, Gavin Newsom, look at this leg cross. Obama and Biden, they all do that. But look, Obama's is the worst. I mean, that thing has to be so scrunched that, I mean, that's like halfway up his leg. I mean, this guy does yoga. Celebrate that. We celebrate that. But let's first get started. Because this is how the interview actually starts on Channel 5 News. Again, this is all my favorite clips from the Channel 5 News interview. It's 3 hours long, so I mean, this is going to be better than watching all 3 hours, or maybe it's not. You tell me. But this is how it starts. He starts talking about how birds aren't real, which I totally agree with.
Have you read?
Andrew Callaghan is on crack cocaine as well. Smoked some of that Hunter Biden crack cocaine right before the podcast got started. It was unbelievable.
Have you read?
Don't do drugs, kids. You're gonna look like this.
I'm gonna pretend like you're not getting attacked by. I'm now.
Hey, it's all right.
I'm gonna pretend like you're not.
Hey, it's all right.
Keep my train of thought.
Without them, we would all.
Just trying to root. By the way, that's true too. Birds aren't real, but bees are.
Birds aren't real, but bees are. Okay, so that's how the podcast gets started. And then he goes into a rant about crack cocaine. What's up, Curious Georgia? Listen to this.
The only difference between crack cocaine and cocaine is sodium bicarbonate and water and heat. Literally. That's it.
And those things are pretty much free if you go to like a science store.
This is free. You can go to your neighborhood convenience store and just get. Anyway, I don't want to tell people how to make crack cocaine, but it literally is a mayonnaise jar, cocaine, and baking soda.
How different is the experience?
It's vastly different. And like for real, I feel really reluctant to kind of have some euphoric discussion. I know you're not asking me to do that, but have some euphoric discussion about crack cocaine.
I think this might be kind of the opposite here.
Okay, no, it's the exact opposite. I'm saying I don't want to have the experience of some euphoric recall.
The smartest guy I
That's
know.
how powerful crack cocaine is. Does crack cocaine make you act any differently? No. Is it safer than alcohol? Probably. People think of crack as being dirty. It's the exact opposite. When you make crack, what you're doing is you're burning off all the impurities so that it combines with the sodium bicarbonate, which makes it smokable. That's all. you know, all of these actors and, you know, people.
Yeah, I'm so thankful that Hunter Biden is finally breaking down the stigma of crack cocaine. We have been wanting and dreaming of the moment that a president's son finally breaks us down why crack cocaine isn't as bad as alcohol. You heard it here. He's a scientist, okay? He's literally the Walter White of crack cocaine. Now, as somebody that actually works with addicted people, that is true. If you tried to detox from alcohol, you're going to have to go to a hospital and you're going to have to be watched. But a lot of people detox from these sorts of drugs on their own. So safer, that's a funny word to say, isn't it? Is it safer? No way. No way. Because how do you know that you're getting the purest kind every time? Unless he was doing a test every time.
In the past, it talked about they had a problem with cocaine and freebasing. They were smoking crack.
So straw on the stove is the same thing.
Not exactly, but close to it.
Look, I love the fact that this interview is on freaking YouTube. Look, I've gotten strikes on my channel for talking about other things or being disingenuous, like when I'm making a joke or being hateful or something or acting in bullying-like behavior when I'm making a joke. But he's allowed to go on here and talk about how crack is okay and safer than alcohol. What? I love the standards of YouTube. It just gets me jacked up. So YouTube, you better not take this video down because this video is a reflection of what goes on YouTube. Because you take down this video, you better take down Channel 5's entire channel because they're the one pushing this out. They're the one pushing this out for everyone to see, you know?
On the stove is the same thing.
Not exactly, but close to it. But it's a little bit different. But anyway, my point about it, your point about it, which I think is true, is that there's a thing about crack that is really insidious. And what it is that anytime, I think one of the reasons that they believe that smoking cigarettes is so addictive is because it combines three really important things. It's habit forming, there's an oral fixation, and there is a ritual combined with it. And so the idea of hand to mouth is a habit and a fixation that we learn very early, even as children.
I'm gonna come.
With a pacifier, with a spoon, with your thumb, to even...
And his fecal artsy antibiotic. Oh yeah, that fecal art that he did. Oh, what was that guy? We broke down on that fecal art on this channel before, where he like pooped on paper and then he like, I don't know if he pooped on it first and then drew over the top of it, or he drew on it and then put poop on it. I don't know what it was.
It's breastfeeding. Okay, so really, I don't want to get into the psychology of it because I'm no expert, but I do know this is that you combine with that ignition, combustion, and then you combine the ritual. You have your cigarette in the morning, you have your cigarette when you get out of the car, you have your cigarette with your coffee. Crack is that on steroids.
What's up,
it's
Rama?
over and over. There's ritual to it. There's a ritualized part of it. The combination.
Yes. It's a ritual thing, okay? It's like Christmas, but every day is a new experience, okay? And a new life experience. I mean, if you're going to learn anything about crack cocaine, you're going to learn it from the guy that smoked more Parmesan cheese than anyone combined. Okay, this guy has smoked a lot of Parmesan.
You would wake up some mornings, I shouldn't even say some mornings because you slept for like 15 minutes at a time, and be looking for crack and just smoke whatever was there?
Yeah, I spent more time on my hands and knees picking through rugs, smoking anything that even remotely resembled crack cocaine. I probably smoked more Parmesan cheese than anyone that you know, I'm sure, Tracy.
Because there'd be crumbs mixed in, and you just...
I mean,
this guy loves cheese. Nobody loves cheese more than him. Did anybody say poop? Joshua says he used to prescribe amphetamines. He used to prescribe amphetamines you could go on forever and end, but I do miss it every day. Yes, absolutely. Better off. Okay. Yes, I totally understand what you're saying. Can't imagine what Hunter's advent calendar would look like. It's like, let's put some Christmas music on. And on the first night of Christmas, Parmesan cheese. And on the second night of Christmas, crack cocaine, baby. But okay, this was I think one of the pinnacle of the interview for me is when he goes absolutely nuts on the Democratic Party. Hunter Biden losing in it on the Democratic Party is incredible. Let the man cook and not the thing he wants to cook.
But fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him and everybody around him. I don't have to be fucking...
Okay, and I apologize if you are heavily triggered by cursing words. I think Hunter Biden said the F word and many other words more times than I can imagine, but it's absolutely incredible the things that come out of his mouth about Clooney and Obama.
Opinions. But
I'll try
him. Fuck him and everybody around him. I don't have to be fucking nuts. Number one, I agree with Quentin Tarantino. Fucking George Clooney is not a fucking actor. He is a I don't know what he is. He's a brand. And by the way, and God bless him. You know what? He supposedly treats his friends really well. You know what I mean? Buys them things. And he's got a really great place in Lake Como. And he's great friends with Barack Obama. Fuck you. What do you have to do with fucking anything? Why do I have to fucking listen to you? What right do you have to step on a man who's given 52 years of his fucking life to the service of this country and decide that you, George Clooney, are going to take out basically a full-page ad in the fucking New York Times to me and James Carville, who hasn't run a race in 40 fucking years, and David Axelrod, who had one success in his political life, and that was Barack Obama. And that was because of Barack Obama, not because of fucking David Axelrod. And David Plouffe, and all of these guys, and the Pod Save America guys, who were junior fucking speechwriters on Barack Obama's Senate staff, who have been dining out on the relationship with him for years, making millions of dollars. The Anita Dunns of the world, who's made $40-50 million off the Democratic Party. They're all going to insert their judgment over a man who has figured out, unlike anybody else, how to get elected to the United States Senate over 7 times, how to pass more legislation than any president in history, how to have a better midterm election than anybody in history, and how to garner more votes than any
Swill
president
celebrates 8 months of membership.
Hey,
IDJT know it was your coke they found in the White House. Hunter, Cash and Bondi are looking into it now. Top priority over those dang files. Foo Q.
Sing it for us, Trump. Drop a beat for us.
Yo, listen up, y'all. Trump's back on the mic. Gonna sing a song about Sword, a real big shot. They hit that subscribe, brother king of man, but for good. Now they're riding high like the best in the hood. Swill's in the house, making moves so slick. Building empires, making crawfish thick. Got the cash flow strong, the numbers never lie. Did a real deal, got the Trump touch on the fly. Swill's a member, Swill's a winner, making the record shattering boundaries.
Thank you, Swill, for being a member for that long. That's crazy, my friend.
And they're going to replace their judgment for his.
Not to mention...
Who's Jake Tapper's audience? Jake Tapper...
My mom or something? I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
For real, though. I don't even think it's your mom anymore.
No.
By the numbers, what influence does Jake Tapper have over anything? He has the smallest audience on cable news. And beyond that, I think that the book is right now on Amazon that he put out. I mean, his ratings just went to shit. He put the book out. You know, they did a 2-week infomercial for it. I mean, it was such a money grab, such a disservice to everybody that he serves with. That the jerk.
Oh my gosh. I apologize. I tried to hit every curse word I possibly can. I was a little slow on a couple of them. Okay. Going after George Clooney? How dare you? James Carville hasn't won a race in 40 years. David Axelrod had one success in his political life, and that was Barack Obama, and that was because of Barack Obama. Let the man cook. I want Hunter Biden to go scorched earth on the Democrats. Let me see some of your chats. Derek says, my only regret is I couldn't make cracked cheese a reality. Same, man. I don't even know. What is the best cheese for crack? Put it in the comments below. Man, this cheese is it's got to be Parmesan, because when you touch the Parmesan cheese, it just comes apart very easily. So easily could be put in things. Crack barometer. He's on crack right now. I do wonder. He's got to be on some kind of, I don't know. You think he's on like some kind of like thing, man? Something like that. He's on something crazy. Hello? Hello? Hey, man, George Clooney, man. Hey, dude, don't come on my show and start saying these sort of things and being, crazy and off the cuff. Hey, have you ever smoked Parmesan cheese, man? I got these cheeseburgers, man. Okay, dude, get off my show. Absolutely disgusting comments. I'm deeply apologetic over it. You went scorched earth. I love he's going after James Carville. Where's the Raging Cajun now? You just got absolutely bodied by Hunter Biden. You got bodied by it. Honestly, I'm ready for the Hunter Biden redemptive arc that he goes on all these podcasts and goes absolutely on unhinged rants every day. Hunter Biden, I think, is like, in some ways, like Trump, where I feel like he has the capacity to tell us things that maybe he's not supposed to tell us. And so I want him to tell us more. But he needs to get with somebody that will interview him and ask him actually tough questions. Andrew Callaghan, just let him just talk the entire time. Hunter is ragging on the world like it's irony inception. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Palm rind. Yeah, it's a palm rind. That's Coke, brother. He's absolutely using pliers to hold that crack pipe for the interview. Bath salts. Okay, what happened to bath salts? I was just talking. I forget who I was talking about that with the other day. Talking about freaking bath salts, and I'm like, what happened? Remember that craze for a while where everyone was doing bath salts, and there was all these videos in like Miami of a guy going around just like eating people or something like that. What happened to those videos? They just kind of went away. Did people finally realize those are bad for you? All it took was one video of a guy talking about that and how it went down. Okay, finally. We find out about Joe Biden. We finally find out about Joe Biden and what actually happened during the first debate. So we find out about what happened to Joe Biden during the first debate with Trump when he absolutely bodied Biden. And it turned out Joe Biden was on Ambien. That's what Hunter Biden said.
I know exactly what happened in that debate. He flew around the world, basically, the mileage that he could have flown around the world 3 times. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's 81 years old. Yeah. He's tired as shit. They give him Ambien to be able to sleep. He gets up on the stage, and he looks like he's a deer in the headlights. And I know exactly what happened in that.
I'm going to come.
Dude was on Ambien. So you're giving Joe Biden Ambien to sleep, and then you're pumping him full of amphetamines during the day, like to get him prepared for the debate. I don't know much about that kind of like pharmaceutical stuff, but I do know when you mix like cold medicine with a little bit of an upper like that, it's going to have drastic effects on your overall mental acuity and your performance to speak. I'm on them right now. Like, what the heck, dude? I know it's not a good combination. Bath salts were China's lead up to fentanyl. Oh, is that what it was? China gave us bath salts first. Son of a gun, dude. Freaking sick of these bath salts. I'm freaking sick of these bath salts, man. These bath salts, man. I got these cheeseburgers, man. Bath salts was like spice. Oh, yeah, that's true. It was synthetic alternative to PCP. So those bath salts. Okay. I think for the longest time, I thought people were like literally, good morning, Yakobed. For the longest time, I thought people were literally buying like Epsom salts at Whole Foods or something. And then like just smoking those things. I had no idea what bath salts. I don't know much about the streets, okay? I was in the streets in the late 90s and the early 2000s, and that wasn't a part of our lingo or our stuff. Oh, I grew up with like, what was it, salvia or some crap that everybody was doing. Why people were doing that crap, I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, another great clip. There's just banger after banger. Hunter Biden finally tells us who cocaine it was at the White House that was found. Tell us who it was. Hunter, go.
They're opening up an investigation to cocaine that was found in a cubby outside the West Wing of the White House.
I think it was Don Jr. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about old White House.
Yeah, when my dad was there.
Oh, so they just got to blame you automatically.
Yeah, I mean, they're literally going to do an FBI, another congressional investigation, because they've convinced themselves that it had to be me, that there was a little tiny. And I guess my point of even bringing it up is that no. I have been clean and sober since June of 2019, and I have not touched a drop of alcohol or a drug, and I'm incredibly, incredibly proud of that.
And why would you...
Wait, what? What? Was it you? I don't... I've been clean for a while. I've been clean since 2019? Really? You were clean since 2019. Okay, this was the night that the cocaine was found. Yeah. Let's get a zoom in on that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. A really sweaty guy that is moving so frantically like that. Again, this video is not sped up. He's definitely all there. I like the subject change. I'm a big fan of subject changes. He's not admitting fault at all. And there's no way he could have possibly been a part of it. No way this guy was a part of it, okay? The guy that was smoking Parmesan cheese.
Anything that even remotely resembled crack cocaine. I probably smoked more Parmesan cheese than anyone.
Yeah.
Is that no. I have been clean and sober since June of 2019.
Yeah, clean and sober since when? June of 2019? Yeah, me too, buddy. I don't mean that facetiously.
And I have not touched a drop of alcohol or a drug, and I'm incredibly, incredibly proud of that.
Yeah, I like how you're looking down as you said it. I have not touched anything. I haven't touched anything. I haven't even touched my dead brother's wife in a while. Okay? Sometimes in marriages you go through dry spells. Even with my dead brother's wife. He's totally sober. He's totally fine.
And why would you bring cocaine to the White House?
Yeah, why would you do that? Why would
I bring cocaine to the White House, stick it into a cubby outside the Situation Room in the West Wing?
He's like, what if he was like, why would I bring cocaine to the White House, stick it in a cubby in the Situation Room, put it under a hat, lock it, put the code at 183565, come back later, it's gone. I wasn't there. I didn't know what happened. He just keeps going on. I put it in the cubby. I was wearing a light jacket. I had my button undone. I was sweating profusely because I wasn't doing drugs. It was really hot in the hot White House. The AC was out that day. At least it felt like the AC was out. You know what it's like when you're on cocaine. But I wasn't on cocaine that day. It was just like, I went to the White House. I was wearing a jacket. I shouldn't have been wearing that jacket. I put my cocaine in the locker. I put my stuff in the locker. I put it at 183565. I came back later. I grabbed my stuff. I might have left it in there, and then I left. It wasn't mine. I don't know it was already in there before. I didn't touch it. I was like, whose drugs are this? This is weird. And everyone pointed at me, and I was like, dude, that's not mine. They're like, yeah, but that's your locker. And I was like, yeah, but just because it's my locker doesn't mean it's my drugs. just say it was yours. At this point, Hunter, nobody cares, okay? Nobody cares. Just say it was yours and we'll just keep going on. But I love when people double down. Why would you bring cocaine to the White House?
Incredibly, incredibly proud of that.
And why would you bring cocaine to the White House?
Why would I bring cocaine to the White House, stick it into a cubby outside the Situation Room in the West Wing when I wasn't there? Anyway, this must... Who the fuck knows?
And politics.
No, you were there, and this is from that night. Well, it's just like what? It's just like this is crazy.
Politicians, I mean, they do blow, right?
They're opening up.
Look at this face. This is a face of someone who is telling the truth. I believe him. Derek says he quit 15 minutes ago. That's a lie. He's been sober for many years. Yeah, just not totally sure on that date. And nobody believes him. I know. At this point, people have made enough jokes about it. You could literally probably get away with it. I like that he's like putting his arms out. With arms wide open under the sunlight. Welcome to Hunter Biden's brain. It's full of Parmesan cheese. With arms wide open. Why would I do that? I've been drug free for 43 years in September. Oh, congratulations. Is that your birthday? You could tell that he loves his dad. Why wouldn't you, man? I would love my dad too. Look, if my dad got me on boards that I didn't deserve to be on, and I came out a multimillionaire, and I got to just sit at home and get into my art feels, and experience life and be a part of celebrities and elite inner circles, I would love my dad too. I would be excited about my dad. I'd be pumped to be my dad. Raul, how old are you? Are you 43 years? Are you older than 43? Okay, I'm not totally sure how old you are, Raul. I didn't know if that was a joke that you were born 43 years ago. I'm no longer consuming illegal drugs, just prescription ones. Is fine, guys. Jacobed said he touched his niece. She's 15 now. Well, that's why he's being interviewed by Channel 5 News, okay? The Democrats always need redemptive arcs for their minor attractive people. Okay? We're big fans of that in America. We're huge fans. If you've been sober for, are you like 60, Raul? I can't even remember. If you're 65, like I think you might be, that's awesome. You've been sober for that long. That's awesome. I got 10-year pardon from his dad. Okay, you're joking. Yeah. I got a 10-year pardon from his dad too. I got a 10-year pardon. But apparently, okay, so Hunter Biden dropped 2 podcasts today. 2. But the Andrew Channel 5 News one is the one to watch. But he also goes on this other podcast called At Our Table and talks about how Nancy Pelosi was actually the one that forced Joe Biden out. Oh, you don't say. You mean the thing that we've all been saying is true, is actually true? I've literally gotten arguments with leftards online saying that Nancy Pelosi pushed Joe Biden out, and they're like, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. Joe Biden decided to step down from running for president because he cares about democracy. Yeah. This guy that loves to be in the public spotlight his whole life just all of a sudden decides to step down because he cares about democracy. Yeah. And Dr. Jill Biden wanted that to happen. Yeah, the one woman. And again, 2028, maybe 2032, Dr. Jill Biden will be running. I guarantee you at some point in some capacity. That one, once you get a taste of power, it just doesn't go away. But here's Hunter Biden telling us what we already know. I'm 61 years young. Oh, that's awesome, Raul. Congratulations, man. 43 years is a lot.
And you would have the Speaker Emeritus that would say, well, I'm going to leave it up to, but I don't know. And they had already made a decision. They had clearly made a decision.
Yeah, what was the decision?
And when I say they, I mean the Speaker. And, I heard Alexandra Pelosi say something, call my mom, like, put your big girl pants on to my mom or something. And I kind of feel like saying, who the fuck do you think you are? I would never speak about your mom that way.
Yeah.
I would never speak about your father that way. I would never insult your parents that way, even to this day.
It's fair. He wouldn't insult them. He would just marry them if they died. and if you put it in their diary, he will find that diary. I love that he's like, hey, man, hey, Hunter, you don't have a moral leg to stand on, bro. If you are going to go after other people's comments about your dad, people are going to go after your comments about everything you've ever said and ever done in your life. Everything. The moral equivalency is not a thing in this conversation, my friend. But we knew it was Nancy Pelosi. We knew it was Nancy Pelosi the whole time. So the female version of Alice Cooper is going to run for president. Oh, I guarantee it. Or she'll run for Senate. She'll do something with a lot of power. And then she'll just travel around and join Stephen Colbert on his new podcast. Maybe she'll be the first person on his first episode of his podcast that he can talk to and cry about how he lost his job at CBS due to losing $40 million a year and not being able to produce a product worth enough for consumption, especially when that USAID money dries up. Okay. Hunter Biden then goes on a huge rant about illegals. It's crazy. Listen to this.
For someone, am I going to be like all these Democrats say, you have to talk about and realize that people are really upset about illegal immigration. Fuck you. How do you think your hotel room gets cleaned? How do you think you got food on your fucking table? Who do you think washes your dishes? Who do you think does your fucking garden? Who do you think is here by the fucking sheer fucking just grit and will that they figured out a way to get here because they thought that they could give themselves and their family a better chance. And he's somehow convinced all of us that these people are the fucking criminals? Someone, and my hotel room gets cleaned. Realize that.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, guys. Don't you guys all have slave labor like me? Okay, aren't you guys rich multimillionaires who are undeserving that come from privilege? Why are you guys so freaking out about illegals taking your jobs, okay? And taking over the housing market and driving up housing prices or driving up rent prices? Okay? How dare you? How freaking dare you? And when companies like Microsoft that fire a bunch of American workers so they can hire H-1Bs, this is a good thing. This is what America is for. Who do you think does your dishes? You think your wife or you do your dishes? Your slaves do your dishes for you. You just don't see them. God. How much you get one of them slaves for, Hunter?
That people are really upset about illegal immigration. Fuck you. How do you think your hotel room gets cleaned?
Yeah, how do you think your hotel room gets cleaned? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe hotels should be only allowed to hire U.S. citizens to do these sort of jobs. You know, I don't know. Call me crazy, but companies shouldn't be allowed to use slave labor in order to undercut American workers from wages they deserve. Isn't this the same party that wants to raise the minimum wage? It's like, yeah, let's raise the minimum wage. But then when all these companies decide to hire illegals to do the job of people in which they don't no longer have to pay minimum wage, where does minimum wage jobs go? They just kind of go away, don't they?
How do you think you got food on your fucking table? Who do you think?
Yeah, what was that? How do you think the food on your table? What?
Table. Who do you think your hotel room gets cleaned? How do you think you got food on your fucking table?
Yeah, how do you think the food on your table? Sounds like Osbourne clip. It really sounds like Kelly Osbourne. It really does sound like Kelly Osbourne. The most disgusting arguments about illegals, they are criminals and get them out. Yeah. How do you think the food on your table? Have you ever thought about that? I mean, seriously, how do you think the food on your table? I don't understand what you're saying. How do I think the food? Is this some kind of chef's table thing? It's going over my head. This is like Anthony Bourdain stuff. This is Anthony Bourdain level stuff. It's punk rock stuff, Derek. You don't get it. How do you think the food on your table? I'm thinking about food on my table. Thinking about food on my table. How do I think about my food on my table? Hey, Venezuela. Hey, can you I'm trying to think of food on my table. Put some food on my table, okay?
Who do you think washes your dishes? Who do you think does your fucking garden?
Yeah, who do you think washes your dishes? My slave labor child? My 13-year-old son is going to do the dishes tonight if he doesn't have a choice. You hear that, Jeremy? You're doing the dishes. Who do you think food on your table? Okay, who do you think? Shout out to everyone who thinks food on their table. Homeland Security responded to this. It isn't really a surprise that Hunter Biden has no respect for Americans who are upset about criminal illegal aliens led into our country by Joe Biden. Under Biden's reckless open border policies, terrorists, gang members, murderers, and child files, you mean minor attracted people, were released into American communities. These policies had real consequences. Young Americans like Lincoln Riley and Jocelyn Nungare lost their lives because of illegal alien who should have never been in the country. President Trump and Secretary Noam, who's my favorite with her hair extensions, will never, ever abandon these victims and their families. DHS will continue to deliver the mandate the American people make America safe again. But it's funny that even the president of El Salvador comes out and goes out about Hunter Biden. Is Hunter Biden sniffing milk? Is Hunter Biden sniffing milk? Babylon Bean comes out and says, Hunter Biden warns without illegal immigrants, the price of prostitutes and crack will skyrocket. Okay, and this is why the El Salvador president gets involved. It's absolutely hilarious.
These guys think that we need to run away from all values in order for us to lead. I say, fuck you. How are we getting those people back from fucking El Salvador? Because I'll tell you what, if I became president in 2 years from now, or 4 years from now, or 3 years from now, I would pick up the phone and call the fucking president of El Salvador and say, you either send them back or I'm going to invade. It's a fucking crime what they're doing. He's a fucking dictator thug.
Bukele or Trump?
Both.
Both. Both. Where'd you learn how to do your hands, Gavin Newsom? Everybody's saying that based on this clip, Hunter Biden will be running. That was like a very pre-written, pre-recorded script, wasn't it? Didn't it feel like one? It didn't feel like one. I would pick up the phone. I would tell El Salvador president, we need our MS-13 members and we need these illegals that cross the border illegally to get back in this country because they are what make America great again.
In order for us to lead. I say, fuck you. How are we getting those people back from fucking El Salvador? Because I'll tell you what, if I became president in 2 years from now, or 4 years from now, or 3 years from now.
If I became president in 2 years from now? What? You're going to become president in 2 years? How? Tell us how. I would love to know how that math works from you. If I become president from 2 years from now or 3 years from now, okay, 3 years. How does that work out? How do you become president in 3 years? Oh, you stage a coup and overrun democracy?
I would pick up the phone and call the
Gavin Newsom Hunter 2027, yes.
Fucking president of El Salvador and say, you either fucking send them back or I'm going to fucking invade. It's a fucking crime what they're doing. He's a fucking dictator thug.
Bukele or Trump?
Both.
Both. I love his little jazz hands. Both. Both. Speaker of the House elect, yeah, I could see him running for secretary or something. God. Oh, these illegals, they want their slave labor and they want it now. Julio Rosas said, no, F you, Hunter. Unlike the silver spoon I know about the toll and labor for meager pay has on people. I know people who work construction and they talk about how messed up their backs are so much that so hard to get out of bed. My great grandma, who became a U.S. citizen, worked as a janitor in a hospital for most of her life, never smoked, but still died from lung cancer. But sure, who cares? There's always someone from the third world who you people can import and take advantage of so you can live in your cracked out life. How dare you, Julio? He's an artist. He's a beautiful artist that makes beautiful art. You don't have concern for the conditions they are in while they serve you. You only care about them if they are taken away from you. Yeah, exactly. Who's gonna watch our kids while my wife lives out her dreams of fulfilling a career? God. President, Vice President Phil, Marion Barry Hunter. Yeah, I would like that. Speaker of the House. My dishwasher, Rama Drama says, my dishwasher is an American citizen. I've seen her passport and she's not even Mexican, okay? Yeah. What is everyone's dishwasher? What is everyone's dishwasher? Who do you think picks your dishes, washes your food, irons your carpet, and makes your water? I like that, Rob. Food on my table? How do these illegals get the driver's license for DoorDash? Dude, that is such a great question. Every single DoorDasher I see has somebody with either an expired tag or a temporary tag that's like 3 months expired. And I'm always like, these cops don't care. It's so easy to spot them. You can just pull them over and they're like, well, I don't want to deal with the paperwork. I don't want to deal with having to put these people behind bars. Instead, I'll just go after the guy that's speeding 4 over in a 35. He's doing 30. He's doing like 39 and he's on his way to an American job. We need to get that guy. Let's not get the guy that is clearly breaking the law with an expired tag in the back. Damn, Jarmy says, damn, I thought food on the table. Okay, good. Everyone think food on the table. Think food on, what? I love when people get like really hyped up about stuff, and they get so hyped up that like nothing that comes out of their mouth makes any logical sense anymore. And you're like, dude, will you relax? I have no idea what you're talking about. My World Pearl says, Hecko in Mexico. I'm screwed. Yeah, you are screwed. It's done with. Hunter Biden even talks about his laptop, of course. Let's get into that.
Who thinks this is right? Who thinks it's right that every picture that...
I can't believe they overlaid this interview with that picture.
Who thinks this is right? Who thinks it's right that every picture that you've ever taken, the ones that you would be embarrassed by and the ones that you would be proud of, should be on a website controlled by a guy that is the Christo-fascist fucking incel that lives in Indiana or Illinois? I forget which one.
Let's hope Indiana, because it's worse.
And so... But again, I get these discussions where...
Hunter Biden is figuring out what the internet is. Okay, once you take a picture, it has the capacity to be on the internet forever. Forever.
Well, how did the laptop really...
How did the laptop... I love that he put it in quotes. He still doesn't even believe the laptop's real, but at the same time talking about the laptop.
Where, well, their laptop really doesn't exist, but what is it? Like, you go down these rabbit holes.
The laptop doesn't exist. I mean, what is it? So you go down these rabbit holes. What are you talking about?
Discussions where, well, their laptop really doesn't exist, but what is it? Like, you go down these rabbit holes and you do exactly what they say. As long as they say laptop loud enough, often enough, you automatically, and Hunter Biden, crack cocaine, and, here's the picture. And here he is shirtless, smoking crack in a bathtub. And, I keep flashing that over and over again. And I say, Hunter Biden, laptop, Ukraine, China, Hunter Biden, laptop, bird flu. Like, literally, you keep doing that over and over and over again. What, like, none of it bears any resemblance to reality.
Yeah, all of it bears resemblance to reality. You're just forgotten what reality is. Can we get a close-up on that crotch shot? What the heck, dude? And these guys and they're man-spreading. Again, I have a conspiracy that every dude goes on a podcast and spreads his legs as far as they possibly can to prove how much of a man he is. I think the farther they spread their legs, the more... It's like the bigger truck you have, the smaller it is. The more you spread your legs, the more you're compensating. You don't need to spread it that much. Hey, I'm in Indiana. Yeah, he's coming for you. Hunter isn't actually passionate about a moral issue. He's just on crack. Yeah. He acts like he's only has 2 fingers. Yeah. Who thinks it's right for all the information that has been gathered besides the raunchy pictures is inconsequential and you're still walking free? Yeah, exactly. Again, Democrats and leftists like to just harp on the pictures and stuff like that. Yeah, we'll talk about his cousin as well, his underage niece as well, that implicate him with that. Again, he's a minor attracted person. The pictures, the crack, all that stuff I don't care about. It's everything with Ukraine. It's everything with your dad. It's how you made your money. That's what I care about. And the way that they really try to frame the narrative is that the right is obsessed with Hunter Biden doing drugs and the pictures. The drugs, whatever. Of course, you're some son of some senator, also a president. A lot of kids with higher power dads have a tendency to be a little over the top. It's like the trope about being a pastor's son. You might have a little wild side, as they say. I don't care about that stuff. It's the other stuff. It's the other stuff that brings your dad into the equation, idiot. But again, whatever. It's like nobody ever gets held accountable for these sorts of things. Hunter Biden will probably never get held accountable. Joe Biden will never probably get held accountable. And it's like the stuff with Obama right now. We'll see what if anything actually Obama gets held accountable. I don't know. Maybe it'll just be a meme and we can get pumped up about it and make some crappy videos. But I mean, I made one on Saturday about it. He's got a point. Yeah, he does. Pics or it didn't happen. You have pics? Yeah, exactly. The more the legs are spread, the bigger the smile. Just like dinner, Hunter has nothing wrong. Yeah, Diddy and Hunter are like the same people. My favorite too is that Hunter Biden then goes on like a rant about how pissed he is about the laptop not being given back to him. Is like, he should have come to the bar and just seen me.
Number one, I literally have no memory of ever dropping my laptop off there. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
This guy swears that I did. Okay. Regardless.
This guy swears that I did, even though I had all the pictures, my personal pictures, which I'm very mad about being put on the internet. Even though it had all the text messages regarding interactions I've had, like one of my favorite ones with Hunter Biden not being a fan of yellow ones. No yellow. Yeah. Even though he has no recollection, therefore discrediting the laptop theory, but at the same time crediting it by talking about it. Whatever, continue.
To your point, okay?
Yeah.
This is Wilmington. That laptop repair shop is in Trolley Square.
Yeah.
I had family that owned a business that was literally the opposite side of them. There are literally within a stone's throw of where that person is in a very, very small community, at least a dozen people directly related to my family.
Yeah.
Every night he used to go to 2 or 3 different bars in which he could have literally turned and talked to anyone and said, do you know how to get in touch with Hunter?
Okay. You're talking about the laptop
repair shop guy.
Oh, okay.
Somehow that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But somehow this guy, who's supposed to be repairing a laptop, he says, decides what he's going to do is he's going to review the material, and what he sees is he thinks is evidence of a crime.
McIsaac says he also found documents that show payments made to Hunter Biden from a Ukrainian energy company that have become the center of a political firestorm.
Yeah. More emails from Hunter Biden's laptop keep surfacing.
I want to know where Hunter Biden's laptop is.
Let's get the truth. What's in this laptop?
Now, again, the evidence he thinks is of a crime is my drug use. He thinks it's embarrassing. And all of a sudden,
No. We think how you made your money is a crime, but continue.
Ends up with my laptop. The one person in that moment in time that had more to gain than anyone else.
I got the hard drive legally, completely legally. Why are they worried about how I got it? Why don't they just say it's untrue?
Rudy Giuliani and his lawyer on behalf of Donald Trump. How is that possible? Is that just happen to happen?
Yes.
I think that somebody that knows you may.
Yes, somebody that had your laptop said, I have Hunter Biden's laptop, then Giuliani got the laptop. That's how it works. It's like a grand conspiracy of how it happened. You forgot that you even had the laptop there, bro.
been paid off to orchestrate some kind of data?
I don't know. And at this point, it's like
that's impossible. I was using NordVPN. Should have been using ExpressVPN.
Who cares? So then I then I get in an argument about, like, okay,
James
well,
Brown,
who took the laptop? How did the laptop disseminate it? Was there really a laptop? Because there really isn't, by the way. Here's another anomaly of this. There really isn't a laptop. There's a hard drive. And then there's an amalgamation of a hard drive.
Whoa. Whoa. Oh. Whoa. What? There's not really a laptop. There's not a laptop. There's a hard drive. And an amalgamation of a hard drive? I don't even know what that means. It's like a pigment of your imagination. We don't even know what it is. What?
Because there really isn't, by the way. Here's another anomaly of this. There really isn't a laptop. There's a hard drive. And then there's an amalgamation of a hard drive. There's an original hard drive that he says he has, and
Yes.
he argues with...
Yeah, you make a copy of a hard drive. Yeah. Tech genius, guy that was on the board of an energy company, has no idea how to make a copy of a hard drive. I do it all the time.
Everybody else who says that there are like 400 gigabytes more that were added onto that from from the dark web.
You never got.
Yeah. People are adding on to it. Yeah, from the dark web. Oh, I like that conspiracy. These pictures came from the dark web. How'd they get on the dark web then? I don't know, dude. We just say things like the dark web. There's pictures on the dark web. It's dark and webby. What is the dark web? Who is the dark web? What? What are you talking about, dude?
A laptop before you wrote that story, did you?
That's correct.
You got a hard drive.
Hard drive.
And you received that hard drive from Rudy Giuliani, right?
Yep.
Who had been openly associating with an agent of Russian intelligence in the months leading up to your story. You agree with that, right?
I guess.
So you think the repair shop story is made up?
I think, I don't know, but all I know is that whatever this amalgamation of stuff is,
I don't know. Things are just happening.
Came from a whole host of different sources.
Yeah.
Because you can look at it now and the stuff that
he's like, they came into my apartment and they took my laptop, and it wasn't a laptop. It was from the deep state. It was from the dark web, and there was webs and there was dark end stuff, and people like broke into my laptop, and even though my laptop was with the laptop repair guy, it was in my home at the same time, but I didn't see it and I couldn't feel it. It's kind of like the cocaine in the White House. We don't know whose cocaine it was. Okay.
Like, who thinks this is right? Who thinks it's right that every picture that you've ever taken, the ones that you would be embarrassed by and the ones that you would be proud of, should be on a website controlled by a guy that is the Christo-fascist fucking incel that lives in Indiana or Illinois? I forget which one.
Let's hope Indiana, because it's worse.
But really, who comes up with a 435-page dossier about all the crimes that it details.
Amalgamation. Yeah. New word for everybody, amalgamation. Okay. But I want to finish this podcast. Okay, I don't want to just all be negative. I don't want to all just be negative about Hunter Biden, okay? He actually had some good points. We learned a lot from today. What's up, Atom? It's been a minute, my friend. I thought you were dead. Oh, the dark web. Why didn't you say that in the first place? Yeah, exactly. But what is the dark web? And why is there my naked pictures on the dark web? How did they get my laptop? Where is my laptop? I don't even remember dropping it off, but somebody dropped it off. Okay. It's not all bad. He also gives some hope to the Democratic Party. And here's the hope.
Think the Democratic Party's dead?
No, I don't think the Democratic Party is dead. I think that there's some really incredible leaders in the Democratic Party.
Yeah, like who?
Wes Moore gives me incredible amount of hope. He's incredibly dynamic. He's so goddamn smart, and he's truly a genuinely decent human being. I love Governor Moore. I think that Tim Walz is an incredible leader. I think that
Tim Walz is an incredible leader. Mr. Jazz Hands himself. He's tweaking. Mr. Jazz Hands himself. I'm reborn. I've been working. Good for you, man. Get a job. Everyone needs a job.
Kamala Harris is an incredible leader. Whether or not they
Kamala Harris is incredible. Yeah, I want him to run the Democratic Party.
Can run again, I don't know. Or whether or not they want to run again, I don't know. I think that the Democratic Party, that thing that Will Rogers said, I don't belong to any organized party, I'm a Democrat, is that everybody...
What? I don't belong to any organized party, I'm a Democrat. They're the most organized party known to mankind. Are you on Parmesan cheese? What are you talking about?
That thing that Will Rogers said, I don't belong to any organized party, I'm a Democrat, is that everybody in every election before a president or somebody is nominated to lead the party says the Democratic Party's in disarray, there's no leadership, nobody's doing anything, and everybody, that's always been the Democratic Party. But someone will emerge. There will be a leader that will emerge.
I think the Democratic Party's...
Man, what did we learn? Let's have a moment of reflection. Let's have a little moment of reflection. Let's get some reflection music in the background. I want some reflection music. No, that's hopeless music. No. Let's have a moment of reflection of what we learned from Hunter Biden in this interview. A moment of reflection. Let's honor Hunter Biden's legacy. Let's honor Hunter Biden's legacy. A crack chef, a laptop denier, but also confirmed the laptop, but then said he didn't believe the laptop was actually a real thing and then talked about the dark web or something. A Nancy Pelosi destroyer, including her daughter. And probably the most honest liar in all of politics. America didn't ask for this interview, but thank God it exists. Because in a world full of at least Hunter brings the unfiltered kind. Amen. At least he brings the unfiltered. A 3-hour unfiltered Hunter Biden interview. A man that somehow manages to be both a victim of a vast political conspiracy and the architect of his own public humiliation. It's impressive, honestly. He's like the Tommy Boy of politics and smoke the props. This is not a scandal. This is an art installation. This isn't the fall of Rome. It's Coachella of the American decline. It's wonderful. I'm Derek O'Shea, and this is the only political show that still admits the world is on fire while roasting marshmallows over it. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of Hunter Biden's meltdown. Be sure to like this video if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe if you're new. Share it with your conspiracy theory aunt or uncle. And maybe send it to your liberal aunt to ruin her day. And remember, we don't just do the news. We laugh at the news while it self-destructs in real time. And I will see you guys next time. Unless Hunter Biden takes over the FCC and takes down my video. So peace out, my friends. Peace out, my degenerate friends. Atome says nothing is real. True. I've loved the show. I've missed it. Sing it. I've missed you. I miss all of you. And I'm excited that we're having a good time still. And I'm glad Hunter Biden did this for our sins. And Chinchilla of American Decline. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you guys. I hope this hour and 5 minutes has been the best hour and 5 minutes of your entire day. I hope this brought you some, hey.
Sing us a little tune about Hunter Biden's laptop before Derek closes out the show.
Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Swill. I appreciate you. Sing a little tune about Hunter Biden's laptop before Derek closes out the show. No problem. No problem. Well, let's let Trump do that. It's no problem. I'll start it off. I'll start it off before he comes back. Well, I dropped it off one night. Don't remember where I'd been. Some dusty old
Trump, sing us a little tune about Hunter Biden's laptop before Derek closes out the show.
Sorry, Z.
I got a tale to tell you about Hunter's lap found in a pool of lies. Now we're having the good laughs. We'll drop $5, one in a tune about Hunter's secrets like a motherfucking boom. Oh, Hunter's laptop, Hunter's laptop, full of emails and texts. Gotta laugh. Hunter's laptop, oh what a mess, what a fucking mess. Now Hunter's laptop's got some tales to spin about his shady deals and all the sin.
Oh, apologize for that. Some dusty old repair shop next to Delaware and Sin. The repair shop guy said, son, is this yours? I said, buddy, who can tell? Cause I'm higher than Joe Biden on the debate night on an Ambien pill. This is Hunter Biden's laptop country where secrets go to die. Emails, deals, and blow for meals with a Chinese suit and tie. From Burisma to the big guy, we keep it hush and tight. But book it up and watch DC like it's Friday frickin' night. Now there's pictures of me naked with a crack pipe and a grin. Running wild like the prince of every federal sin. There's recipes, there's names, there's places, Lord, I wrote it down. But somehow CNN says Russian run around. I like your version better, thank you. Let's sing it together. Yes, it's Hunter Biden's laptop country where the truth gets lost in smoke, where the power's just a family and justice is a joke. It's a tax-free influence, baby, straight from DC's buff. Hey, I'm the VIP and VIPs look quietly away. Okay. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys. Jacobet says, I'm adopting a cat tomorrow. Family need to give him up. Hey, man. Thank you for adopting. Always appreciate that. You're a better man than me. I buy my pets. Okay. Who put the soda in the crack, Obama? Hey, if you guys don't mind, put it in a comment below. I'd greatly